Hello guys, welcome back. Um Today we are going to be talking about spring and we're going to be planning around spring and about New Year and all that stuff. Um since spring is approaching, we've been getting much more sunlight and more daytime, and the sun comes out earlier and sets even later. So I just feel like we're starting to wake up and, we're coming back to life. There's flowers blooming, the plants are thriving, everyone's just in a happier mood generally. And I wanted to talk about me planning my year around this season, around spring, and how it really changed my life. I've been doing it for I've been doing it for 1 year. This is my second year, and I started last year, but I did not know that that is what I was doing. I did it unintentionally, and it worked so well for me that I decided to do it again this year, but a little bit more organized and intentional. And I have some things written down here that I want to do and talk about. So first, we're going to talk about how, and this is just me going off vibes and the atmosphere that I'm feeling. But lately I've just been feeling very oppressive. Like we're going back, like we're slowly reverting back to hustle culture and discipline and wake up at 4 a.m. and grinding and all that kind of culture. And I'm not talking bad about discipline. I'm not saying you shouldn't be disciplined. Everyone should be disciplined to an extent, but I'm talking about that toxic culture in general. I feel like we're slowly reverting back to that space, and I don't know why, but at least that is just how I feel. And it made me think about the cottagecore era of 2020. The cottagecore era, dark academia, that kind of movements that happened during the pandemic. And it really got me thinking that is the only way for us to slow down is to be in confinement? Like, do we have to be confined to our homes and into our houses to truly, truly relax? Because I remember during the cottagecore movement, everyone was in their house. We didn't have anything to do. And the best thing, what we thought collectively, right, is let me start a garden. What if I just grow my own food? What that would be good. That would be cool. What if I just stop being so anxious and just live life slow? What if I just, and we found joy in like the simple things. People were talking about living off grid and living in the forest and slow living, and it just, for me at least, it was very eye-opening. I think for many people it was very eye-opening, that, and have the realization that you can live like that. You can live life slowly, how it was meant to live, how it was meant to be lived. You can not rush. You don't have to rush everything, and everything has its time. You can actually enjoy your life and actually enjoy the time that you have. And we were all spending time in nature. The people that could, they were spending time in nature, and the people that couldn't surrounded themselves with nature themed things. And people spend time on their hobbies. People turn their hobbies into their jobs. And like, I feel like we should just go back to that time, go back to that time. But the essence of the cottagecore movement and the dark academia movement was living intentionally. And I think that is what we are missing because it started as living intentionally and living and doing things that interest you, but then it slowly moved into becoming like more of an aesthetic. So we're going to be planning our year around spring. And when I say planning, I'm going to use the term loosely because I don't want to be very rigid. At least for me, rigid planning and setting, like having set times for set things and set dates for set things, does not work for me. I really do not do well with very rigid and box like planning. So I'm gonna say planning very loosely because that is what worked for me last year. I just made a list basically and put some dates or like loosely seasons or times in which I wanted them to be done. And I found that I was able to do them and complete them better than just from this time to this time I'll do this, and this time I'll start this, and this year. Like, I think it's better like that. And I think it allows for flexibility and you don't have to feel so anxious and just thinking about what you have to do and what you have coming. And I just feel like we as humans, we are also animals. We are also animals, and I feel like that is the natural cycle of things. That is the natural progression of things. And we're just all doing everything backwards instead of just following the natural progression of things. If and Why would you want to start your gym membership in the depths of winter, January, the depths of winter? No, I couldn't. In winter, in January, I am doing nothing but studying and being at home. I do not even want to go outside. I do not even want to do anything. And please do not be mistaken. I'm not saying that during winter we just sleep and be lazy, but I'm talking about reorganizing our goals or our plans to fit our rhythm, to fit my rhythm, to fit your own rhythm. I find out that even though I like winter, even though I find winter like nice aesthetically, I work better in spring and summer and autumn, like that. Like, I work spring, summer, autumn, and then winter. That is when I tend to just focus. Maybe I'll just focus all my energy in school. So during spring and summer is when I can fulfill most of my plans or goals because I have nothing to do. School, I have no school. Maybe I'm working part-time, but it doesn't take up much of my time. So I have free time and free range to do what I truly want to do. And I'm not stressed because I have to wake up and do this and do that and go to this places and do this and go to school and go to work on top of that. So yeah, we're going to be doing that. And yeah, okay, so we're going to divide all the things that we want to do in two parts: bucket list and projects. And then we're loosely going to do like a timeline for the things that we want to do. I think that I find bucket lists more friendly and not like, your goals. Like, I find that the word goal makes me anxious immediately, and I feel rejected when I have a strange reaction towards the word goal, but not in a negative way, but not that much. I'm exaggerating, but sometimes it really just, the brain is a wonderful thing. So instead of goals, we're going to call it bucket list, and then we're going to divide the bucket list in the timeline that we're going to give the bucket list. And then the other side is going to be projects, and that's for big projects, like, for example, well, you see, but and those projects will also have their timeline. So let's get to it. Okay, before we start planning, I want to talk about the general vibe that we are going for. Spring for me is about going back to our roots, like reconnecting with the earth, reconnecting with Mother Nature, going outside, feeling the wind on your face, touching grass, smelling the earth, seeing the blue sky, everything is clear, and you're just like, you're taking all of it in. You're internalizing the feeling of, I am back, I am awake, I can finally, like, I'm truly myself. I am now myself. And I can start doing the things that I want to do. I can start gathering, I can start creating, I can start pouring my energy into the things that I truly want. And so that is the essence that I want to capture this spring, and also like translate it with me throughout the year up till winter. So I want to be able to take this, this feeling and this energy with me through spring and summer and autumn and winter, and just spread it evenly. And we're going to be focusing on that, and trying to be as whimsical as possible. I know the word whimsical has been overused, but honestly, I think that is what people need, and I think people know that. We know that we need more whimsy, we need more fantasy, we need more wonder in our life. And so yeah, we're going to try to be as whimsical and as away with the fairies as we can. We're going to be as delusional as we can, and complete all our goals. Is that how you say it? Complete all our goals. Okay, let's get planning. Okay, so this is how the brainstorming, so this is how the mood board is looking like, how I want the things that I want to do. I put up here like some words of a summary of what I want to keep in mind throughout the whole year. Like, I want to be bold, I want to be present, I want to be intentional and slow. And I put here some of the things that I want to do in my bucket list. And that is what we're going to do first. We're going to be doing our bucket list first. So in this new board here, I think I imported some things that we're going to be using. This is like a template for something, I don't know, like a craft project or something. But we're not going to use everything in this template. The only thing we're going to use is this project timeline. We're going to take that and we're going to put it in this thing here. So now we have it here, and we're going to take it away and put it here. So this is going to be our template for our project timelines. For example, here is where I put the project title, whatever it is, and we'll edit the things that we want to do here. So first we're going to do our bucket list. We're going to scroll down a little bit, and I know it looks messy. I know it looks a bit messy, but this is how my brain works. I like having everything in one place. I don't like opening folders and folders and folders. I have everything in just one space. So we're going to do a bucket list, and for that we're going to use a column, and we're going to call that column bucket list 2026 bucket list. Okay, and then now we are going to start typing. Okay, so the first thing that I have written down here is I want to learn about my favorite animals, and that's why I put this picture here of like birds, because I want to learn about my favorite animals, which are birds. And I have 3 birds in particular that I want to learn about. So, and we're going to try to be this specific. We're not going to just be like, learn about our favorite animals or learn about birds. We're going to be specific with what kind of animal, what kind of bird, so we niche down and we won't get overwhelmed. So, learn facts. We're going to use the word facts to make it a little bit more easy. Learn facts about hummingbirds, kingfishers, and goldfinches. Those are the birds that I really, really, really want to learn about. And the timeline for that, maybe we'll do the timelines later. But for now, let's just finish the bucket list. Okay, we have here, learn facts about hummingbirds, kingfishers, and goldfinches. Now, start doing yoga more consistently. Okay, be consistent with yoga. Be consistent with yoga. And what I've noticed is that morning yoga just doesn't work for me. So we're gonna do something. Since morning yoga doesn't work for me, and I find that in the morning I'm just not feeling it. I'm not a morning person, so I don't want to do many things in the morning. In the morning, what I do is I just stretch and I get about my day. So we're gonna put it here, evening, and we're gonna make it like evening routine kind of thing. And we're gonna start with 10 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe better. 15 minutes. Be consistent with yoga and yin yoga especially. Oh wow. Yin yoga, which I think yin yoga is more like, it's all about niching down. So in yin yoga, I think it's more about like flexibility and flows and all that kind of stuff. And from there, I really want to move on to other kinds of like yoga positions. But we're going to start with yin yoga because I want to focus on my flexibility, which is one of my goals for this year. And instead of doing that with like rigid flexibility routines, I'm going to try and ease my way into it with yoga. Okay, go to the movies alone. That is one of the things that I want to do. And we're going to go to the movies and go to the movies and go to a restaurant alone. And I put here, going to places alone. And I think I'm going to keep that. Going to places alone. Another one is read books that I actually like. Okay, so read books that I actually like. For example, in this case, like, I don't need to niche down because it's more of like a concept. I don't want to read books that I don't like. And I know it sounds very like obvious, but sometimes I just put like unnecessary pressure on myself to read books that other people are reading, or like read the classics, or maybe sometimes I just feel immature for not wanting to read certain books because they bore me, or like I'm just not interested in them. But because they're like very liked and very popular, I just feel the need to maybe read it. But I just want to read what I want. And if what I want to read is fantasy and romance and manga all time, all day, nothing is gonna stop me from doing that, and no one can shame me into reading something else because they want to be disgustingly educated or something, you know. So yeah, read books that I actually like, and we're gonna put this in bold italics. like this, or maybe we can put it like a heading. Read books that I actually like. I do want to like find more Black authors that make high fantasy books or books with this kind of style. But I've been searching, and for now I have not found any like Black author or like more POC authors that make this like this specific like Game of Thrones kind of books, because I love this kinds of books, but I have not found any. But I will try and do it. So I think for now, I think I only have one, and the last one is kind of in the same vein of whimsy, is channel the mind of Baela Targaryen and Sansa Stark this year. I know it sounds a bit crazy, but I really, really love the character of Baela Targaryen in House of the Dragon. And I feel like she's very much me. Like I want to have the kind of strength that she possesses and she portrays, and the way they just, I don't know, I just like her a lot, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I just like her. Her and Sansa, I feel like they're just the best female. I'm not gonna give a reason. I just like them. That's why I like them. So that's all I'm gonna say. And yeah, I just want to live my princess life, okay? I just want to live my princess life. Okay, so I'm done with this part. I made like a little mood board of like the essence of what I want to capture. And I have just one more thing to add to my bucket list. And technically it would enter in the going to places alone. But this is more of like an, again, with the making things more specific. So I want to go on a little day trip by myself. Okay, and the reason why I want to try and do all these things by myself is because I'm such a homebody. I like being alone. And normally, even when I go out to places, I always go with people, and or with friends or family. And I just don't want it to be the case. I don't want to relegate being just needing, I don't want to relegate going out with being with someone, or someone having to accompany me to be there. So yeah, the place that I want to go is called Alcalá de Henares, and it's like this beautiful, cute city. And it's like, it has like a bunch of historical buildings, and like they have like a huge, I don't know how to call it, but it's like a community space. Like, I am in Spanish, it's called plaza, and it's very big, it's huge, and it's nice to like sunbathe in the summer. So yeah. Okay, so this is all I am going to be doing. This is my bucket list. It's quite long, but I think it's okay. For now, we're fine. I don't think I have to add a timeline to this, because it's just like goals, and I think it will come into it, like it will come intuitively to me what I need to do and when I need to do it. But now we're gonna move on to projects. Okay, so for this first project, it's a writing project. So we're gonna write here, I'm gonna put here writing. I'm gonna be writing like a short story, and so I'm going to divide, and I have until the end of this year. I gave myself a whole year to write it. So from this moment, until now, I've already done the outline of the general things that I want to happen in the story. So from this month, which is March, we have until December. And since it's a passion project, I'm not gonna publish it anywhere. I'm not gonna like, it's just for me, and it's just a test for myself. So we're gonna have from March till December, and I'm gonna put here outline, story outline, and then characters, and then write. Okay, so I don't know. I think for now it's okay. And then hours, I'm not gonna put hours. I'm just gonna give like myself, I'm gonna put the months, or maybe, yeah, maybe the months that I want to do this, because since it's a short story, I don't really want to, I want to make this as enjoyable as possible. So, okay, the storyline, March, which is almost over. And then the characters and their relationships, maybe April, May. April, May, because in May I have my exams. So maybe it would be April, May, and then figure out the plot. I'll just put summer. And then write, we'll have from September till November. So I think this is okay. And I will be writing throughout this, like throughout this time. It doesn't mean I won't write anything. It's just that I'm giving myself like time to see what I'm going to be doing. So this is the first big project that I want to do. And then the second one, I'm just gonna copy and paste. The second one is going to be art. It's going to be art related. So first, investigate. We're gonna investigate. We're gonna gather information about, because it is going to be based on like history, and I want to investigate facts and all that stuff. And then we're going to be exploring in our sketchbook, in my sketchbook. And then try different mediums. Try different mediums. And honestly, when I say different mediums, I'm just going to be using two. I'm going to be using like colored pencils and watercolors, because there's other ones that I have and the ones that I'm most comfortable with. And also maybe digitally, because I am planning on buying, on like getting a, like an iPad for drawing. So maybe that too. And then thumbnails and draw. That's it. This is all we're going to be, this is all how it's gonna be. Okay, so this is all, guys. I think we're done. I think we're done planning out our year. I have here my board, my brainstorming, and then I have here my bucket list with all the things that I'm hoping to do this year, and who we're channeling this year. We're channeling our queens. And then here my project timelines that I'm hoping to do. So yeah. Okay, I hope you liked this video, guys. Please don't forget to give it a like and to subscribe. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this spring, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye.